The following podcast is a VSW podcast presentation and is scheduled for one cast, with a 30-minute time limit. Oh, it's a Beantown Sports Wolfcast. Oh, disabled, take us home. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Beantown Sports Wolfcast. Today we're covering the Celtics and what it is a sad state of affairs, especially seeing Jason Taytum go out last night by Kevin Durant, getting his eye poked. How did the Celtics manage this after losing a dreadful Game 1? Find out next on the Beantown Sports Wolfcast. Cut it out, guys. I know for some reason you guys are excited to talk about what happened last night. It's nothing to clap about. Cut it out. You know it's nothing to clap about in these sad state of affairs. But we got reason to be optimistic as they'll go to Game 3 right before. In Game 4, they'll have nearly 100% capacity. We're hoping we'll take them down. But unfortunately, not only did they lose Game 1, they came close in the comeback, but 10-point win. But that's only because the Nets missed a lot of 3-point shots. But boy, was Game 2 different. It wasn't Durant. It wasn't Harden. It wasn't even fucking Kyrie Irving. What it was Harris, a guy off their bench. Not one, not two, not even three. But a touchdown's worth of 3-pointers. And boy, that ruined the night for the Celtics. They literally had no chance. Especially once Tatum suffered a scary eye injury. We all knew it was done. Celtics had no chance. It wasn't their night. The first 2 games were not their series. Please don't get down on them, folks, as it's going to be different once we get 100% TD guard capacity. I've been to plenty of Celtics playoff games in the past. When the Garden's into it, it is a whole different ball game. And the Celtics feed off the fans. Well, we missed the truth, Paul Pierce. He used to be so known for that and screaming anything's possible for the great truth, Paul Pierce. And you had Larry Bird carrying the crowd in the past before I was born. The Celtics have the most titles in the NBA for a reason. They may be tied with the Lakers, unfortunately, but the Lakers aren't faring as well either. They may be tied a game with the Suns, but the Celtics got the 100% capacity awaiting them. Even if they're down 3-0, they may have a shot to shock the world. Brad Stevens even said there's been series where they're up 2-0, and there's series when they're down 2-0, and they win 4 straight or they lose 4 straight in the past. Especially with James Harden-like teams, they tend to not go far. But I know the Nets are a different breed. It's a new Big Three counterpart to the 2008 team, which the Celtics were the worst team in the league the year prior. It was so easy to get tickets. It ain't the same without Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. They have to fight their own Big Three of their own. But Jaylen Brown's hurt. You got Jason Taytum that's supposed to carry the team. Tristan Thompson has been quite the interesting celebrity pickup, known to being in the Kardashian family with the Golden State Warriors. That's different. We got Kemba Walker back. He had a decent game last night, even though he missed all 3-point shots. He had Marcus Smart led the team with 32 minutes last night. He needs to be focused on defense, but he led the team in scoring, which is a good thing. On the bench, you have Robert Williams, who led the bench in 8 points. Maybe we get him more playing time. But with Harris getting 25 points, that was very unpredictable. It's like in DraftKings when you have a bench player outdoing all the cash players in GPP. Boy, that's not a good feeling if you didn't play him. Blake Griffin even did well too. He may be past his prime with the Clippers, but the Celtics have a lot going for them. If they pull up the miracle and get through the series, which may or may not happen, there's reason to be optimistic in the future, whether they get through the series or not, as the COVID restrictions really hurt the Celtics out of all the teams. They had so many injuries, so many COVID protocols, so many players get infected and quarantine issues. They had to bring a lot of people up from Maine, the Red Claws, which are being renamed the Maine Celtics, similar to the Providence Bruins and Pawtucket Red Sox, now the Worcester Woo Sox. So you got reasons to be optimistic whether they get through the series or not. The NBA is different now. It's not like 3 years ago where if you're the number 1 seed, you win every game. And the Heat proved that last year as a 6th seed. They lost to the Lakers, but anything can happen this year. I know the Celtics are getting overlooked. The Red Sox are doing good, and the Bruins are about to play the now New York Islanders in the Eastern Confrence semifinals. But we got to get through this, folks. Unfortunately, the Celtics are home Friday in a nationally televised broadcast, 8:30 on ABC. Maybe they'll bring it. Maybe they'll wake up. Brad Stevens never goes down without a fight. I wish they were playing Saturday instead because they would have had 100% capacity. But they'll be there Sunday night too, so the Celtics are going to get a game out of this. I think they're going to lose Friday and win Monday, and it will be 3-1 going into Game 5. And I do think they're going to pull at least one game out. I do not think they're going to get swept like everyone's downing them and getting down for calls for Brad Stevens like they were all season to get canned. But we got to be optimistic, folks. The Nets are a really good team. It may not be their year. They may have some fight in them. But I will cover them after Sunday, whether they get through or not. I'll go over their whole season if they don't make it past this round or win a game. Or I will preview Game 5. Let's hope I will preview Game 5. And this is all I have for today. And it's the Sable signing out. We would like to thank you for watching this VSW podcast presentation.